I think it's going to do brilliantly. Especially this week, after the sad news of Michael Parkinson, I have to talk about Ghostwatch, because I've also just received this. I love Sarah, but I can't ever forgive her for Ghostwatch. I didn't sleep for weeks. I was 12. For anybody who's... she was joking. I mean, she can forgive you. She's a big fan.
Many years later, I apologise for that, but it really wasn't my idea.
Can we explain to the group what it was? It was the BBC decided to do an April Fool's.
Yes, they did. They did. That's a very good way of putting it. So this is back in 1992, and at that time there were lots of shows. It was the birth of a lot of shows with watch on the end of them.
Yes.
So you had Airport Watch, Rail Watch, Hospital Watch. Now, Mike Smith, my late husband, and I had co-hosted Hospital Watch. He'd done Rail Watch. We'd both been on Airport Watch. So it was entirely natural that we should take part in a show called Ghostwatch. The icing on the cake was that the whole thing was hosted from a studio by Michael Parkinson. And that, I think, gave it the stamp of absolute credibility, because he gave it that real skeptical, detached,
and
journalistic gravitas. Exactly. Except that the whole thing was scripted. The whole thing had been pre-recorded. It went out, as it were, live on Halloween, but the whole thing had been pre-recorded across 2 months. It was a big drama production that year, July and August, during a heatwave. So the house that was the location where the ghost was, where Pipes resided, was covered in black felt. The temperature inside was about 6,000 degrees. So there was lots of acting involved there. And I was the reporter, the cub reporter out on location, looking for the ghost with the family that lived in the house. Michael was hosting everything in the studio. My mic was on the phone lines taking calls. So it had
there were
all
20,000 calls.
There were, and as it transpired, all sorts of things. You can actually get this and watch it, I have to say. I'm probably not meant to say that, but you can. And it caused a heck of a stir. Oh, well, you'd have been a little thing as well.
No, I watched it again in prep, because I thought, I've just got to bring it up, because it created a hoo-ha.
It did. I mean, these days, you probably see through it straight away. But at that point, people didn't take any notice of the fact that it said... a play written by Stephen Folk, directed by Leslie Manning. You know? So Michael, in the end, had to go a bit nuts and crazy, and he was brilliant. And this is what I say, not just the king of chat, but a really good actor as well.
Thank you so much. And thank you very much for mentioning him and talking about Ghostwatch.
Thank you.
And giving our listeners so much joy with that. Yes, Sarah Greene was Saturday mornings. And I should say the finish line starts on BBC One on Monday afternoon at 4:30. It's completely addictive. I'd like you to make another 700, send them to my house.
Well, I'll do my very best and enjoy those figs.
You know I will.